So all hail our new Chancellor, Kwasi Kwarteng. He's just recently been made top dog in everything financial in the country over the next 2 years at least, which means he will be the man that we look to pull us out of the absolute financial fucking catastrophe that we are going to find ourselves in over the next fuck knows how long. Anyone who follows politics closely will probably know a little bit about him. I mean, he's really not a huge name in the Tory party, but he's, I'll admit, I didn't really know anything about him, apart from the fact that his first name and his surname both start with a Kw, that's cool. So let's have a little bit of a closer look at Britain's new sous chef. So, privately educated from the age of 7 years old, Kwasi Kwarteng went on to, you guessed it baby, Eton is exactly what we need. Another Etonian at the cabinet. They're so underrepresented, it's actually disgusting how underrepresented they are, but I'm glad they got one more in there. That's fantastic. I don't know how many Etonians have now been Chancellor, but I think if I said 20, I don't think I would be exaggerating very much. And another striking similarity to our recently deceased Boris Johnson, rest in peace, is that Kwasi Kwarteng also studied classics at university, although Kwazy went to Cambridge instead of Oxford. And I'm sure Boris is very annoyed that Kwazy also came out with a first, whereas Boris could only manage a little bit of a 2-1. So. And then just to show himself as even more marginally intelligent than Boris, Kwazy then went on to study a PhD in economic history. So I guess that's why he's Chancellor. And then it's the classic Tory politician story. They leave university, they go to a newspaper who they write for a year or so. Then they go off to a few investment banks to do some investing stuff before, boom, 2005 hits and Kwasi Kwarteng is ready to stand as an MP, and he's ready to hit the big time. He came in third place in that election. A very poor showing, I will say. I could have probably done better. And he's going to have to wait another 5 years before he actually becomes an MP in 2010. 2010 just seems to be the year in which everything just got completely fucked. Probably a story for another time. He's actually been a right-winger of right-wingers since he went into the party. He criticised George Osborne back in 2013 for the Help to Buy scheme, which I know nobody thought was perfect, but it gave people a chance to put some money away and the government would help you to eventually buy a house. Kwazy said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. He said something about inflationary problems that would cause. I'm sure Kwazy probably owns a fair few properties that he lets out, and he wouldn't want anyone else to be able to own those properties because then he wouldn't get the letting money. So, if you were in his shoes, what would you do? Since 2019, Kwazy has been Minister and then Secretary of State for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. Remember that energy? You remember energy? Like the energy crisis that we find ourselves in right now? He's been in charge of that since 2019. So, I mean, I don't know. I think someone might need a word with you, Kwazy, because I feel like you're done fucked up here in energy. And then you got a promotion. So it honestly fucking baffles me. I really don't understand how politicians can keep fucking up and keep fucking up and keep fucking up, and every time they fuck up, they get promoted even higher. As long as it's not something like as long as it's not a rape or a murder, they'll just keep getting promoted. And that is the sad reality of the world that we live in. But hey ho, this is politics. Now let's talk about friends, because, if you're in the Tory party at that level, odds are you are going to have rubbed shoulders with some point at people who are probably less than savoury. I think that's a fair statement. Kwazy's actually a big supporter and fan of Owen Paterson. I don't know if you remember, but Owen Paterson was the dude who was being paid £9,000 a month by a healthcare provider, a private healthcare provider, to advocate on their behalf to government. For some reason, that is legal. That is a thing that happens and you can do, I guess. But he fucked up because Owen was a little bit too blatant with it. And so during the COVID pandemic, they were giving out contracts to different healthcare providers to give testing and all this kind of stuff. And so, mysteriously, I don't know how this happened, but Randox, the company that Owen Paterson was advocating on behalf of, somehow they got awarded a £140 million contract to provide COVID tests, and nobody else got a look in. Nobody else got a look in. No one else. There was no bids from anybody else. They were the only people who got it. The government said, you get this contract. And then you might think, well, coincidence? You know, maybe Owen just did such a good job of advocating on behalf of them that everybody knew that these would be the best people for the job, although he was too blatant about it, because he phoned the guy who was giving out the contracts just before they got awarded the contract. I wonder what the fuck happened during that phone call. And this is a good friend of Kwazy's. And probably for good reason, because Kwazy has also himself been implicated in taking money from people you really shouldn't take money from. Back in 2019, Kwazy actually got in quite a lot of trouble, although I'd never heard about it. And so I'm guessing you didn't either, but here you go. He got in quite a lot of trouble for taking flight and hospitality from a Saudi oil firm. So, brilliant. And they also gave him a £300 Lenovo tablet as well. You know, the cheap fucks, the Saudi billionaires, this tablet's worth £300. £300. The Saudi billionaires couldn't give him a fucking iPad? Are you for real? A Lenovo tablet? No, man. Who the fuck uses a Lenovo? What the fuck? Give me an iPad, man. Give me an iPad. You know, I'm fucking business secretary. I don't want a fucking Lenovo tablet. I want a nice fucking 13-inch How big are the big... I want a fucking huge iPad. And then I'll do whatever you want. You give me a Lenovo tablet, fuck you. Yeah? But Kwazy was clearly loved the Lenovo tablet because he loves Saudi and all their various human rights offences. And on top of all of this, Kwazy is also a very keen writer. He's written books on why colonialism wasn't really very bad, wasn't all that bad. He's written books also on why we need to cut the welfare state to the bone, because we're giving out too much money to disabled, unemployed people. Too much money is going to them. They're rolling in it at the minute. Have you fucking seen the way that some of these disabled and unemployed people are living? It's fucking nuts. We need more money from them for Kwazy and the Saudis, man. I'm telling you. And then finally, let's get to the voting records. So here we go. So should gay people be allowed to get married? No. Should we cut corporation tax? Yeah. Should we reduce tax avoidance? No. Should we cut welfare spending? Yeah. Should we give more money to those people who can't work because they have a long-term illness or disability? Nah. I got one. Should we prevent climate change? No. Should we bring in tuition fees? Yeah. Should we raise tuition fees? Hell fucking yeah, let's fucking raise them to the roof, boy. 9k ain't enough, my guy. We need more fucking money. Come on, man. Yeah, let's fucking cut these fucking welfare benefits. Fucking nobody gets any money. None of the poor people get any more fucking money. You've had too much money, these fucking poor fucks. They've had too much money over the past 10 years. Too much money. You know who doesn't get enough money? The energy companies. Big business. Kwasi Kwarteng doesn't get enough money, you know? Poor guy's living out there on his fucking MP salary. What's that, barely 85k? And now he gets a ministerial salary on top of that. It's a little top up. What's he on, like 140k? You fucking pover. You need more money, man. Get your money up, Kwazy. Where's that £300 Lenovo tablet? My guy, flog it. Fuck, man. So that's it. Really, Kwasi Kwarteng is the new Chancellor, and you can suck a fucking dick because, quite frankly, there's fuck all you can do about it. So, bye.